here in Jaipur. Our hotel is using an old-fashioned like skeleton key thing, and it takes us about 10 tries to be able to unlock and lock the door. Good morning from Jaipur. For the past couple of days, we've been exploring India, and today we are in Jaipur to explore the Pink City.
We are still at our hotel. We're gonna grab a bite to eat for breakfast before we head out into the city to do some exploring.
Just after crossing over the gate on the left hand side, so that the people coming for shopping for the kilometer or two, I love it.
Yeah.
061-466. First stop would be Hawa Mahal. Go down for the pictures, huh?
So our first stop here in Jaipur is one that we actually recognize from our favorite TV show, The Amazing Race. So it was very cool to see that up close. And I believe it is one of the most Instagram spot in all of India here. But it's this beautiful pink facade, and I think I lost Mike in the crowd.
I was just trying to take a picture of across the street to see where they would have been standing for The Amazing Race, because this was a location on what has to be our favorite show. So it's really exciting to be here. This is one of the most famous facades of the Pink City. It's just a beautiful wall. There's people everywhere taking photos.
So we'll be boarding the jeep from this place.
After quickly stopping at the facade in the city of Jaipur, we're at the Amber Fort. We're taking jeeps up to the fort itself now. So we're gonna jump in and hit the road. Thank you.
After a very bumpy and steep ride in the jeeps, we have made it to the Amber Fort. We're just walking through the gates now, and I'm very glad that we got a ride up here because it was a very steep journey.
Wow. Oh wow! We've come up into the mountains above Jaipur where we are at the Amber Fort.
It's very bright and sunny.
Yeah, it's a bright, beautiful day here. But in the courtyard there are elephants walking around. So this is our first time here in India seeing elephants. We've seen some amazing wildlife the whole time, but this is the first time seeing that beautiful creature.
They're so huge.
I'm not sure we can say how ethical it is to be riding around on the elephants. We don't necessarily support riding around on the elephants, but they are absolutely beautiful animals.
So we're up in these mountains not by accident. It was designed to be this way because it is both a palace and a fortress. So they were up in the mountains to be protected. It's really neat because off in the mountains, along the ridges, it almost looks like a spine, the way that they built up the wall. One of my favorite parts about India as we've been traveling through is just the amount of attention to detail on everything, from the clothing to the buildings to the paintings. There's no lack of detail, and you can just see the amount of care and craftsmanship that went into so many different features of the buildings and just everyday life here in India.
From up on this platform you can see the garden, you can see the forts on the mountains, there's some views of the valley. This fort is in a beautiful location here in the mountains. So we're making our way down from the Amber Fort through all of the excitement of people selling merchandise and other things. It really was an amazing place to come visit.
But back to the jeeps.
Another flotation.
You're the place where I call home. Some things we never gonna learn. world's gonna turn. You're the one that I lean on. Gonna laugh, gonna cry, gonna fall, gonna fly. I'm never gonna give you up. I'll be looking out. I'll be looking out for you. For you. I'll be looking out. I'll be looking out for you. For you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yes. Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. If you give me few minutes here, I can show you the entire process in a nutshell. Here, using 4 blocks and colors, this young man is going to print on a piece of cotton fabric. By the first block, we make outline. Then we use supplementary blocks and colors to fill up the gaps. Let me prove. Anybody like to try?
So to bang it hard later.
नहीं hard उसको करना है, हाथ में लगना है। फिर कुछ पहले करना है। Excellent. Now look at the colors. Abracadabra. Look at here. White is green. By this process, we make different textile items. Am I clear? Yes. Now I show you how we make handmade carpets. Which I'm standing to say, what he is doing, he is
So lots happened since we left the Amber Fort. We went and visited a handicraft store where we, let's not get hit by this car, saw people making the stamping of fabrics as well as rugs. And then we went out to eat, where our tour guide went out and tracked us down some cricket jerseys because we're here during the World Series.
The World Cup of Cricket actually just finished. India unfortunately lost in the final to Australia, but we were so enamored by cricket, we were hoping to find some cricket shirts, and we did.
This is the wedding.
So we made our way back into more of the center area of town. Now we're at the Jaipur City Palace, and we have the Maharajas, or the royal families, residents to our left, in this beautiful palace to explore. One of the things that we learned here is that it's not actually sandstone, which we were thinking it was. Everything is painted pink. It's not like the pink stone that we were thinking. So a fun fact that we learned while being on tour.
I'll take the world on with you by my side. We'll get a permanent lease on the sky. Darling, we're moving. It don't matter where to.
After making our way through the City Palace and some of the museum spaces, which were absolutely amazing, no cameras allowed in there though, we are heading over to the observatory, which is also in this area. So we came over to the Astronomical Center, which has some incredible, enormous astronomical devices that tell you what time of day it is, what time of year, based on the sun, and the calculations are so incredible. Our guide was going through all the numbers and I could not keep up. It's for minds smarter than mine. The founder of Jaipur was really big into astronomy, so we learned about that, but then also astrology, which has a huge amount of importance in Indian culture, and they have an astrological calendar here that we're standing in to help determine the alignment of the planets and the horoscope information for individuals. Which
compatibility of couples.
And all of that comes into play in so many parts of culture, from the type of jewelry that you would wear to even the matches that would be made if you were having an arranged marriage. It's so precise. It's incredible that this was all done before the modern technology that we have now. I'm really, really impressed.
Back to our hotel for a brief moment to drop off some of the things that we've accumulated throughout the day. At the stamping place, we were able to do a little bit of the demonstration to learn how to do it ourselves. And I got to keep the little stamp that we made. It says India and has the elephant. What was really neat was when you put the color on, it looked completely different after you put it in the wash. So it was kind of like all beige in one color, and then you put it in and it turned to this vibrant green. So it was a really cool process to watch, and I'm glad that I got to keep a little swatch of the demonstration as a really great memory. Maybe we'll frame it or something like that. And then we purchased this one for about 15 USD, but it's more of the block printing, which we found really fascinating because they stamp each and every one of these. So it's just the same pattern over and over again, alternating red and like a peachy beige color. But the way that the ink works is you have to do different layers of it. So it looks like there's 3 layers or 3 colors on this one. And then the final thing that we purchased, which was a bit of a splurge, was actually a rug.
Like Heather said, a bit of a splurge, but we ended up going with a very small rug. We've always talked about getting a really cool hand-woven rug, and the prices were really good, and you got a discount for not having to ship it, so we're going to have to find some things to throw away from our suitcases in order to fit this, but
not really, I have some space.
Yeah, we're so excited to have gotten some really cool, unique things that we can bring home to celebrate our time in India, which we've had such a great time here. Unfortunately, we're just almost at the end of our tour. We are finishing our night here in Jaipur. We're actually about to go out with some of the other people from our group for a walk into the market that's near our hotel. But tomorrow we drive back to Delhi, and we only have a day or so left in this beautiful country before we have to make our way back towards the States.
Before we head out to the market, we'll give you a quick room tour. So you walk into kind of like this one bedroom area. We get 2 little chairs, a mini fridge there, 2 night tables, all of our stuff that we just unloaded, including our cricket jersey, so that was really cool.
Yeah, got lots of compliments while we were out, but a nice big bed.
And then you continue on into the wet bath area, where we get a very large mirror, the toilet, and a shower.
Another nice room, very comfortable, and in a nice location as well. Hey, that was pretty easy. We've been having trouble because it is an old-fashioned skeleton key, and we're not the most tactile with it. We've had a couple of times where it's taken a number of tries to either unlock or lock the door.
More times than we'd like to admit.
We had some free time and decided to go check out the market, which wasn't too far from the hotel we were staying at.
We spent about an hour exploring the local market last night and had a lot of fun walking around, taking in the sights and smells of the market itself. And as we made our way back to our hotel, we were greeted with a little puppet show, which was quite interesting.
So welcome to see the show.
The performers had made all of the puppets by hand, and the show they put on was just a lot of fun. It was different than any puppet show I'd ever seen before, but it was really a cool experience to get to do that and speak with the puppeteers a little bit about the craft.
Wow, it's very nice.
I make the face and my wife make clothes.
Oh, very beautiful.
Handmade.
We had a really great night in Jaipur, but this morning we had checked out of that hotel and have driven about 5 hours, was it?
It may have even been a bit longer.
Yeah, it was a long bus ride, but we're now back in Delhi. And tomorrow is really our last real day here in India, which it's hard to believe. I feel like our time here in India has just flown by and we've enjoyed every moment of it. We're already talking about and brainstorming ideas of what we can do when we come back. Our guide has given us some amazing recommendations in southern India and by the coast.
Tomorrow morning we have an exciting bike ride that we're getting up bright and early for. We're meeting the guide at around 6 in the morning, so we're going to make the most of our time here today and definitely tomorrow as we explore a bit more of Delhi on bicycles, which after seeing the traffic I'm really excited for because I think it's just going to be a wildly fun time, probably emphasis on wild. Thank you so much for coming along on our journey through India with us. It's not over yet, so make sure to be on the lookout for the next video, which will be the last one that we're able to do from India. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
I'm living my best life. I wake up with the sunrise. It does not look a thing like I thought that it would, but I've been getting my steps in, and I sleep with my best friend. It's the best that it has been in a long time. I'm living my best life.